okay, but
all day, all year round.
it's so mysterious.
This is who we are.
This is who we are. WADR.
Africa, what is your language?
Dédé àsìkò yìí o ẹ̀yin ìsakété ìlú tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí yín gbogbo ìgbà ni mo ń fòtí West Africa Democracy Radio.
Shekka muna a Najeriya. Ku saurari WADR.
Beneganna ko hangadam WADR.
West Africa Democracy Radio.
Je suis à Dakar, au Sénégal, et j'écoute la WADR 94.9 FM.
Benegana wa Kilsime WADR. Leane West Africa Democracy.
West Africa Democracy Radio.
We are West Africa Democracy Radio.
94.9 FM.
Dakar, Senegal. It's you speaking.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time to embrace a youthful mindset and envision your future. Take the lead is in your walls.
Take the lead is in your walls.
This platform serves as a space for engagement designed to equip young people to become effective leaders. They are actively contributing, creatively engaged, and determined in various fields. And now, this is Take the Lead.
Hello West Africa, it's another Friday. Yes, a beautiful day to make impact and make a difference. And for us right here at West Africa Democracy Radio and on the youthful program Take the Lead, it's time to make a transformative conversation. It is time for a progressive youthful conversation as well that matters first to our own development and secondly to the powers that indeed young people must not be relegated when formulating policies for us. Here on Take the Lead, we are your go-to youth engagement arena, and I am your host, Christopher Aticho, sitting in for your regular host, Augustine Bill Coley, and I'm super excited to have you join us today. Now, wherever you are in the sub-region, Monrovia, Freetown, or Dakar, right here, Banjul in the Gambia, Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire, Accra, Abuja, Nigeria, Lomé, the Togolese capital, I urge you to do one thing for me. Tell a friend to tell another to connect with us on the program, and let's get interactive. On this 42nd episode, we are delving into a powerful and timely topic: West African youth embracing political mentors with integrity, staying grounded for national progress. I will repeat the topic for emphasis: West African youth embracing political mentors with integrity, staying grounded for national progress. It is an established fact that one of the continent's richest assets or resource is its youthful population, with the United Nations forecasting 70% of its population under the age of 30. Though building the human capacity with skills and leadership qualities matter, particularly in politics and governance, there is a general concern of who is mentoring these young people. Are these mentors people of integrity? What should be some of the qualities a young person should identify in a political mentor? And do you believe that the current West African leaders do serve as good role models for the youth? These, among other threatening questions, are what we'll be exploring today on today's edition of Take the Lead. And again, the sustainable growth, development, and transformation of the African continent remain paramount for those who believe in the spirit of Pan-Africanism. This is deeply rooted in the belief of leadership and its efficiency. However, with some current African leaders involved in various scandals and showing apathy towards patriotism and integrity, African youth, particularly West Africans, are at a crossroad of uncertainty and confused, as present leaders and political mentors are a blend of people with and people without integrity. While it is ideal for young people to choose mentors who reflect the principles of honesty, justice, and empathy, they are also likely to be vulnerable to mentors who do not exhibit any of these qualities, a situation that could make them or make the future of Africa much more grimmer, hence worth talking about on a youthful exchange program. Take the lead today. So we urge you not just to sit back, as I said early on, join the conversation. We are live on 94.9 FM and streaming live on Facebook at WADR English Service and YouTube at WADR News. Your thoughts, comments, and questions are massively welcome onto our WhatsApp number +221 78184 5421. If you are outside the shores or the four corners of Senegal, the country code is +221. Then the number is 78184 5421. Bring your contributions onto the program via our WhatsApp, and if you are interacting or watching us live on Facebook as well as YouTube, leave a comment and subscribe to both pages and click on the post notification button on YouTube, as I will be reading your messages live on air. So stay tuned, stay loud, because we are in charge. Remember that it is the voice that you have, the vision that we have, and therefore together we have the power to take the lead. Let's get into it.
Take the Lead is back in 2025 with a brand new format. Yes, your youth exchange space will now be broadcast live every Friday at 4:05 p.m. Universal Time. And that's not all. Dear internet users and WADR subscribers, you have the opportunity to experience the show live and direct on our online platforms on Facebook at WADR English Service and on YouTube at WADR. Take the Lead every Friday from 4:05 p.m. Universal Time and rebroadcast same day at 1 a.m. Universal Time. Also on every Tuesday, your youth program will be rebroadcast at 7:15 a.m. and 4:05 p.m. GMT. Take the lead and champion the discourse for the betterment of young people.
Yes, indeed. Take the lead is the charge, and this is the charge we constantly keep reminding you to be the cause of a difference. So let me quickly introduce my guest for today, and on my immediate right is Musa Farba Choi. He is a content creator, an English teacher, and co-founder of Best Side Learn and Practice English. He is currently reading Marketing and Communication at Soup Afrique in Dakar. Musa, bienvenue. Welcome to the program. Please come closer to the microphone.
Okay, so good afternoon.
How are you doing?
One of you. My name is Musa Farbachoy. Okay, so as a content creator, English teacher, marketing and communication student at Soup Afrique, I'm truly honored to be part of this important broadcast. And I hope we'll all understand before this is over that we'll have the mentality that as young people we should think about what we can do for our country and not what our country can do for us. Thank you.
Right, so that's a call and a charge, what we can do for our country and not what our country can do for us. These are the opening remarks of Musa Farba Choi. Thank you very much. And on my immediate left as well is Aristide Niyombabasi. He is a Rwandese but based in Dakar at the moment and studying international marketing with Group ISM Dakar. Niyombabasi, welcome to the program.
Okay, thank you very much. So, as you heard, my name is Aristide Niyombabasi. So, first of all, I'm happy for being a part of this podcast. First of all, every youth which is listening to this podcast, you have to understand exactly that having a mentor, it's not about having someone who have a big influence or someone who just do things for impressing social media. It's about having someone who really perform activities that change our Africa, that motivate Africans, that increase our Pan-Africanism.
Right, thank you very much, Aristide. So, of course, our two guests in studio are poised and already eager for the conversation right now. But hey, let's get on to our online guests as well. And one is from Ghana and one is from Nigeria. They both have a lot of things in common. They both are women. They are both passionate about youth development, mental health advocacy. Both are currently live and in charge on WADR and, of course, on our social media platforms as well. But one thing that obviously sets them apart is that they do argue over which country makes the best jollof. Interesting. Let's start from Ghana, as we have Helena Amwa. She is the founder and team lead of the Get Out of Depression, which is Good Foundation. So Good is the abbreviation of Get Out of Depression Foundation, a registered mental health focused organization in Ghana. And she is also a certified SDG ambassador in the country and within the last decade, she has actually used her voice to amplify national and global issues through traditional and digital media campaigns. Helena, good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here, and I can't wait for the conversations to start. Right. And I'm glad that I have my sister here, so at least I'm not the only woman.
Of course, we always try to ensure some gender balance right here. But of course, before I move to Nigeria, I want to fight a little. Ghana jollof or Nigeria jollof?
Maybe when you come to Ghana, I'll cook some for you. When you go to Nigeria, she will also cook some for you, and we would have you decide.
That's a perfect way of actually answering this. And let's get to Nigeria and then interact with Grace Edibo from Nigeria, as I said already. She is a trained physicist turned psychologist, a certified life coach, and one who is passionate about mental health issues. Grace helps individuals and organizations harmonize wellness and performance by integrating emotional intelligence, psychological fitness, and strategic self-care. Grace, welcome to the program once again.
For having me. It's my pleasure, and I'm happy to be here.
Right. I wouldn't want to... Would you want to respond to Helena's Ghana jollof or Nigeria jollof?
By all means. You know this jollof thing. We don't need to argue about it anymore.
Okay.
She knows.
Okay.
She knows.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. And of course, jollof and food is obviously one thing that binds us as Africans, and of course, it unites us together as well. So let's get the conversation going at the moment. And let me begin in studio here and begin with you, Musa. I want to find out from you that first up in the topic, there are key issues to be discussed. One, political mentors, and with integrity. And then how should young people actually focus on that? So bring us, in your own understanding, what does mentorship really means and what does integrity really means, and how do these two must be complemented to ensure that the young people following these politicians obviously will be headed towards the right place?
Okay, so thank you for the important question. Well, in Senegal, in West Africa, most of the in West Africa, young people make up the majority of the population. Yet, many feel excluded from political and national decision making. So this is a reality that often creates frustration or even distrust toward politics. And I believe that mentorship can change that. For example, when a young people finds a political mentor who embodies integrity, patriotism, and service to others, it inspires them to lead with purpose rather than ambition.
Right. When a young person who finds politician who has integrity with ambition obviously helps to give good direction and a future for the continent as well. To you, Aristide, let me also find out from you that what are your initial reaction to this particular topic, knowing very well that young people ought to be trained and then understudy people, yet in recent times we see some politicians not really exhibiting the fruit of integrity and the fruit of leadership that obviously would inspire the young ones.
Okay, and thank you very much. But first of all, we have to see exactly if someone is reading, he have to be inspiring. Because if you are reading without inspiring, it's like you are not training other youth for that position. So when we see in East Africa, especially in Senegal, because that's where you are at the moment. So in Senegal, you see that we have a big number of youth generation, but when you see in politics, when you see in a other position of government, we even see that only that youth, they don't have that mindset of leadership. They don't have that mentorship. They don't have someone to look after, because it's like when you don't have someone to be as your mentor, you don't have a clear direction. So when we mix it with someone, a mentorship and the integrity, you'll be able to know clearly your position or where you want to be in the future. So for me, this topic, it helped me to realize, to see exactly when we are following a certain leader or a certain leadership. So do we really see that this leadership is inspiring, and in a government without a corruption, in a government without just showing engagement? Because we as Africa, we have to focus on Africa. We have to look for Africans, and we make sure that if we are reading, we are also inspiring the young generation.
To you again, are you understanding someone? Do you have someone that you look up to as your role model, or someone mentoring you?
Yeah, of course. When I see in West Africa, first of all, I see my lovely President Traore.
Okay.
Yes, in Burkina Faso.
He inspires you?
Yes, he inspires me very well, because when you see how he have developed his country in a very quick ways, you see that it is something that we as African, we have to take as an example. And we also have to depend on ourselves. But also, apart from West Africa, because I came from East Africa, so I can even give an example for our president, Paul Kagame. So he is also an inspiring leader that youth generation can look for. Because when you see how he have developed our country from in 1994 up to now, you see how the country is being developed, how it's being popular.
Right.
So it's like that kind of leaders, we as youth, we have to take them as an example.
A role model. Okay.
Yes.
Let me cross online and get to Nigeria before Ghana, as Grace is on standby. Grace, you are a life coach. You obviously mentor people, you train people. Want to find out that, first up, bring us up to speed. What are the difference between role model and a mentor? And as young people, what should be some of the qualities that they should look out for in someone before they say, I want you to be my mentor?
All right, thank you so much. I'm very happy we're having this conversation, and the reason is not far-fetched, because these are the conversations that we really need to start having to get to where we need to be as a continent. A role model is someone that you look at and you admire their way of life and you want to be like them. You see them as someone that, from afar, you just look at them out, they may be close to you. They're just someone that you want to shape your life like. Meanwhile, they are similar when you compare who a role model is and a mentor, because definitely a mentor is someone that has passed through a particular route and has become something, somewhere that someone is looking to walk either on the same path or wants to be taught or be carried along, like a mentor is someone that is willing directly or indirectly, the mentee is willing to learn from a mentor, and the mentor is either willing in the life of that mentee, or the mentee is watching and learning and following the steps of the mentor. So they are interrelated in a way. However, I must add that these days, there has to be some level of connection for impact to take place. So you hear people say that this is my mentor, this is my mentor. And the question is the person actively mentoring you? Are there key questions that you're asking this mentor of yours and this mentor is answering you? You know, so mentorship is used loosely because someone can just be in their homes and they say that this person is my mentor. But the big question is, does the mentor know that you are their mentee? So those are the key things that come to play when you talk about mentorship and you talk about role models. And what's the quality? There are key qualities that you look out for when it comes to, first and foremost, your mentor should be probably in the space that you're in, what you want to do. You already have your goal set and you want to achieve a particular thing. Your mentor should be someone that is likely in that field or in a similar field. And then the person should be a great leader, someone that can carry you along, good leadership skills, good communication skills. You know, these are the qualities that can help a mentorship relationship flow very well. Because if you're a mentor and you lack the ability to effectively communicate to your mentee, there's going to be a gap. So these are the key qualities that, you know, a mentee-mentorship relationship should have. A mentor should be able to have good leadership skills, good communication skills, and, you know, teaching skills so that they are able to impact their mentee.
Right. Thank you very much, Grace from Nigeria. And just in case you've just tuned in, this is Take the Lead right here on West Africa Democracy Radio, your youthful engaging platform where we speak as young people and also encourage individuals about what the young people is able or are able to do. And let me cross over to Ghana and enjoy Helena Amwa. Helena, you are also a young person, and I mean, already it has been established about mentorship and then political people. But let me find out from you, what are the potential dangers when youth align themselves with political mentors driven by greed, tribalism, and personal ambition?
Great. So just a background story so that we all understand. The word mentor comes from the idea of a Greek mythology where there was a king called Odysseus who would go fight the Trojan War and then would leave his son in the care of his best friend who was called Mentor. And what that friend was expected to do was to teach, to guide, and to protect his child. And in the process, he's supposed to make sure that the child grows in wisdom, the child grows in good judgment, and the child grows in maturity. So imagine there's this guy who we've named the whole idea of mentorship to, if he was a very bad guy, and if he was not what he said he was to Odysseus the king, and then Odysseus now leaves his son in his care, we can imagine the worst case scenario: probably kill the son so that there is no heir to the throne, or could do any other thing, or even while Odysseus is away, could take charge of the kingdom. It is the same thing that happens when we put ourselves in the hands of people, especially politicians who are full of greed, that these people could exploit the young people. You know how, especially as young people, when we see people that we admire a lot and then we want them to hold our hands through the process, we could go all out, we could become very soft, we could also become very weak, quote unquote. Hence, if you have not intentionally made sure that the person you are submitting to guide you, to teach you, to help you gain judgment, as I said, positive judgments, good judgments. But if the person doesn't have them, people only give what they have. So you may be a very good young person who has always dreamt of being that leader that serves, that leader that thinks beyond himself. But then in one way or the other, you find yourself in the wrong hands of a political leader who is full of greed. The only thing the person can teach you is greed, how to harness the country's resources for yourself, for your personal growth. And we all know that it doesn't end well. When you are in countries that actually take accountability very seriously, then you go behind bars, you lose the integrity that you've tried to build as hard as possible. Hence, that is why it is important to make sure that, I'm glad that Grace spoke about it, that you look out for mentors who you can say that this person has integrity, this person is accountable, this person has ABC qualities that I want to learn. Again, as I said, people only give what they have. So if maybe the person has other features that you admire, but you are ignoring the fact that the person is greedy, when you work with somebody for a very long time, they begin to rub themselves on you in one way or the other. No matter how strong you think that your ethics are, you may end up also being greedy. Why it is also very important to look out for these qualities in leaders.
Right, let me still stay with you and then just give me some 30 seconds response. With the current crop of leadership that we have on the West African front, do you really see a good future and a deserving future for the sub-region looking at the current crop of leadership that we have?
I would say that everything is possible when we put our minds to it. Obviously, we can all tell the truth. When I was coming back from work to the house to prepare for this session, there were political leaders who were passing by, and you could see the number of cars that had to go before them and the number of motorbikes that had to go before them. I mean, we give them that respect that they are leading their country, but there's also a country that is suffering in a lot of ways, that some of these monies and even the noise pollution and everything that comes with it. So the issue is there are good nuts and there are bad nuts. What we always have to do is that I always say that when you put your mind to something, you are able to do it, especially when you are able to bring people together to be able to do that. So with our current leaders that we have, it will be difficult to say that they are all good, they are all bad. But we've all had experiences of people that would say that, how did this person become a leader in the first place?
Right.
And then the other leaders would say that, oh, I really wish that maybe for Ghana, for instance, that our term of office was more than 8 years or more than 4 years so that this person would stay. So there is hope. We just have to put ourselves together as young people. And as I said, when we put our mind to something, we are able to do that.
Right. When we put our minds together to something, we are able to do it. Thank you very much, Helena from Ghana. Let me come back to the studio and then engage Musa Faba Choi in Senegal right here. Musa, you are in Senegal at the moment and want to find out from you once again that other previous speakers have established the fact that you give what you have. And so if your qualities are that of greed and that of negativity, you are likely to spread negativity to whoever follows you. Are young people vulnerable to unhealthy leadership from some of these leaders that we have today?
Young people are vulnerable, of course. So for that, I'll just take the example of Ousmane Sonko, because during the last presidential, campaign, he showed a great example of integrity. Because instead of following his own ambition, he encouraged Senegalese citizens to vote for his brother Bassirou Diomaye Faye, and he is our current president of Senegal. So these are the examples, we need to follow, because he showed, integrity and patriotism. So for me, integrity, it is about doing the right thing. It's not only about doing the right thing when everyone is watching, but it is also doing the right thing when no one is watching. So this is something very important. We have to be careful of those things. okay, and they are leaders. And for example, if we take their example with integrity and patriotism, I think it is the best way maybe to develop a country, okay, and to be a leader, a great leader. Yeah.
Right. Arrested? Student politics on campuses is now gaining a lot of grounds. In fact, political parties would go to various campuses and then pick student leaders. We see how elections are conducted on campuses, and sometimes we see the bribery and corruption that plays out even at a student politics level. And sometimes these people are supported by politicians. And so, in your opinion, how could mentorship from upright leaders promote transparency, accountability, and patriotism among the next generation? Looking at it further, sometimes these people are sponsoring you to do the negative things.
So, first of all, the issue starts there when you are still in the university, as you said, because when we see how it's not even about those politics, even in that field of students, when they don't have any other profit from that leadership or that power in a university, they sometimes use corruption, they sometimes use something like a tricking so that they can gain power. So for me, what I think is that we have to start teaching our generation from when they are still young. We have to teach them good beliefs. We have to teach them integrity when they are still young. Because if someone is grown, they say that you cannot bend the tree when it is grown. So that's what I see, because when someone is grown and you have already started that mindset of keeping everything for himself, not caring about other community, that guy cannot become a leader. It's not possible. So what I see is that the government have to make sure that they will raise a good, pure generation that can be able to pick some leaders. Yes, so...
Right, so you say the government should raise pure generations that can pick good leaders. And just a quick comment before we go and then pick our report. I want to find out from you once again that sometimes people say the easiest way to become rich is to join politics. And because when you join politics, you're able to just find some cut deals, corners here and there, and then boom, you become rich overnight. If people are giving such mentality, I'll take both of you your comments under some 30 seconds, then we go pick our report. If people are given such mentality, what do you think would be the future of such a country?
For me, I don't even see the future of any country when they have that mindset of citizens, because when you see youth, they are the power of this country. So when you see someone using that mindset, saying that being the best way, easy way of being rich is to go in politics. In the politics, it's the way of serving. You have to give a service. You have to be a man of people. So when you use that mindset, there is no future of that country. That's where we will see that Western countries like France, they come to our Africa and then they start using you as leaders, and then you sign a deal in the back of other citizens. So that will lead us to having that pure families, having that pure medical cares, because we don't have leaders that think about citizens.
Right.
We only have leaders that only see for their families.
Right. You'd want to add a word?
Okay, so this is very important, and for that I'll take the example of Abdoulaye Wade. I mean, during his presidential election, he spent more than 25 years in the opposition, okay, and so he did not give up, okay. He remained peaceful, he remained peaceful to his democratic principles. So his victory in the 2000 showed that, for example, as a young man and as a young political leader, you should not think about, for example, you want to be a great leader and I'll have to do some bad things, for example, to achieve your goals.
Right.
You have to be patient, because he was patient, and President Wade is a living legend here in Senegal. So for young people, we have to take that kind of leaders, as examples if we want to develop our country and if we want to be good. So that's a kind of integrity, and also parents have to educate their children. I mean, at home, whenever they are at home, you have to educate your children. For example, to be good, okay, to act well, to be honest. And when we have those values, it will allow us, for example, when we grow up, to do the right thing.
Right. Thank you very much, Musa Faba Choi. And of course, it's been very interesting conversation all day. And right about now, it's time we take this particular report by Imo Edet on this particular issue of comprehensive mentorship as political leaders and integrity, and how could young people be grounded in national progress.
In an era where political uncertainty and leadership crisis continue to shape many African nations, the need for mentorship built on integrity and patriotism has never been more critical than this time. Across West Africa, young people full of innovation, passion, and the desire to lead stand at the crossroads of transformation, as who they choose as a mentor determines whether the region steps boldly into a future of accountable governance or remains trapped in cycles of corruption, unpatriotic, and mediocrity. This is what the late UN Secretary General Kofi Annan once said about youth in leadership.
What I believe the young people should do is not sit back and say that we are young, we are going to wait till a certain age. You are never too young to lead. You are never too young to do what you actually believe in. We keep saying that the future belongs to the young. It only belongs to you if you take it, but do it strategically.
With values and cultural practices passed down from one generation to the other, integrity has over the years remained the cornerstone of sustainable leadership. When young people align themselves with political mentors who embody honesty, transparency, and service to humanity, they internalize values that transcend personal gain. In countries like Ghana, Senegal, and Nigeria, where governance challenges often stem from weak moral foundations, mentors with integrity can redirect the next generation toward ethical decision-making and responsible governance. Such mentorship instills discipline and a strong sense of duty, reminds young leaders that politics is not a shortcut to wealth but a platform to serve. When integrity becomes the compass guiding youth in politics, nations benefit from leaders who place people before power, truth before popularity, and nation before self-interest. With corruption in high-profile political spaces or institutions, amid declining patriotism for countries' development and the environment, fear looms about the future when young politicians draw inspiration from corrupt or powerful hungry mentors. The consequences are devastating. A single generation of misguided leadership can undo decades of development progress. Across parts of West Africa, political godfatherism, where senior politicians groom younger ones to serve selfish or partisan interests, that becomes a breeding ground for corruption and impunity. Such mentorship teaches that loyalty to individuals matters more than loyalty to the Constitution. It normalizes manipulation, vote buying, and disregard for the rule of law. Hence, for West African youth to truly shape the continent's destiny, they must stay grounded, resisting the lure of shortcuts and quick fame in politics. Staying grounded means aligning with mentors who have a clear record of service, humility, and accountability. It means questioning motives, fact-checking promises, and understanding that good governance begins with good character. Also, governments So society and academic institutions must play a critical role by establishing leadership programs and mentorship networks that connect young people with credible reformers who view leadership as service, not entitlement. Platforms such as youth parliaments, civic education forums, and political boot camps can further deepen this transformation.
Many thanks to you, Emo Edit, with that comprehensive report.
Hey people, my name is Mello, Afrobeat singer from Guinea and Conakry. I love listening to the program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
Hello, my name is Withintegrity. I'm the CEO of African Start Shop, and I love listening to the York program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
Yes, and if you do love Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio, endeavor to always stay interactive with us on all of our social media platforms. Facebook at WADR English Service and on YouTube at WADR News. We say thank you so much for being a part of the program. Of course, to our listeners on all of our partner radio stations, let me quickly give you credit because in Nigeria, we are live on our Dakar Radio, Bauchi, Nigeria, Darlin FM, Democracy Radio, Nenzet FM, Kaduna, Love FM, Abuja, and also in Liberia, Alternative Youth Radio, 98.9 FM, Lofa County, Voice of Liberia, DCN Radio, 93.1 FM, Riverside County, and Kwateke Radio, 100.9 FM, Bagna, and also Radio 94.5 FM Nimba County, Liberia. In Sierra Leone, we are live on African Young Voices, Freetown, Radio Buff, 91.3, Mao, 91 FM, and Hands of Hope FM, 100.5 Freetown. Also, Eastern Radio, Kono, 96.5 FM in Kono, and in Ghana, Radio Part Savannah region, Royals FM Wenchi, and in the Gambia, Numi FM, Radio Veritas, and Hots FM as well. We also say a final big thank you to Hilltop Radio, also taking this broadcast in the Gambia. Now, before we take a leave of you, we'll definitely have other conversations, and let me get online and get interactive with our guest. First from Nigeria, Grace, want to find out from you that going forward, we see the young people are the future. Others or other school of thought believe that it is now becoming a cliche because we believe that the future is now. Want to find out from you that what are some of the practical steps that young people can take to vet and choose mentors who embody ethical leadership? Grace?
All right, thank you so much for that beautiful question. Now, before I answer your question, I must quickly add that from what we see going on now, there is a clear case of mentorship, whether directly or indirectly, because you can tell, and you can tell that some youths already have who they are indirectly mentees to, because of what we can see happening around us. So what I would say to leaders, those that are ruling and those that are not even ruling, but have track record of doing things right, they need to actively put themselves out there to teach the young ones. Because at the end of the day, there has to be some level of intentionality from both parties, our leaders and the youths, and even those that are on top, not necessarily leading. So when it comes to the youths, what I would say is it is very important to know that it is our collective duty to make our countries stand out and be great.
Right.
That mindset has to be there. It's very, very important. So first things first, just know that it is your duty to ensure that you follow the track record of someone doing something. It doesn't have to be great, little by little, we'll be able to gather together and outnumber the negative mentorship that we see more.
Right.
So that's what I would say to the youths. Thank you very much.
Right. Grace Edebo, thank you very much once again. And let me go to Ghana. But there's a comment from Maxwell Nyagamago in Ghana. He says, watching you live from Ghana. Good job, bro. Thank you very much. And of course, your thoughts can also be read right here if you send them only onto our social media platforms and of course onto our WhatsApp console +221 7818 5421. Let me stay in Ghana and talk to Helena. Helena, I would want to find out from you that how can mentorship rooted in honesty and service contribute to achieving a whole national progress and regional stability across the sub-region?
So let's take it from, or look at it from this side. When people have integrity, or when people are honest, a politician will not take funds that are supposed to be meant for a particular project for themselves, which means that the project will go on, the facilities, the amenities that the people need as a country would be provided. If a politician is supposed to do something, they would do it. As one of our brothers said, that integrity is not only what you do when you're being watched, but also what you do when nobody is also watching. So in and out of the political offices, people with integrity and honesty actually put the country first. They are not thinking of themselves. They are not thinking of the monies that go into their pockets. If they are given an amount of money for a particular project or a particular people, they are supposed to do something for a particular people, they do it. Not because they want to chase popularity, but they are doing it in all honesty. And that is one of the things that drives a country when things are moving smoothly, when we know that things that are meant to be done can actually be done and nobody has to be chased to do it. So there is speed, there is development, and the people can live in peace. People would have peace knowing that their political leaders can be trusted. And that is how a nation is built from my point of view.
Right. Let me quickly take your final wrap-up comment and let me stay with you, Helena from Ghana, because we're about to, of course, time flies when you really, really need it the most and when the conversation gets much more educative and engaging as well. But your wrap-up comments, as young people on the continent, how do we stay grounded to ensure that see them by their fruits and then desist from following them? Of course, we say that we choose who mentors us. So how should we be very cautious about that?
The young people are not the future, just the future alone, but they are also today. They are also in the present, which means that if we can do anything at all, also become worthy political leaders, then it means that we would have to know who we choose. So that would mean that who has this person been? What has been said about this person in the past? What has been the person's track record? How has the person operated in the office that they've been given? What does the person come off as? What are people also saying about the person? What have been your personal experiences with the person? Is the person also willing to mentor and empower, so that at the end of the day, you do not end up in the hands of somebody who exploits you? Because some of them will just, if you are unlucky or if you don't do it right, you are being used as a party boy, as a party girl. They give you a few cedis or a few, whichever currency it is, and make you go to the field. And most of the time, when anything happens, you are the one who gets shot while you are in a fight for somebody who may probably not even remember you. So make sure that the person you are choosing thinks beyond himself, thinks about what his actions affect you and the country. And I think that would actually be a good start.
Right. Thank you very much, Helena Amwa, founder and team lead of Get Out of Depression Foundation. Thank you very much for spending your solid 1 hour with us right here, and of course your insightful contributions onto the program as well. Let me cross over to Nigeria and engage Grace Edebo. Grace, your final wrap-up comment on this particular subject matter.
All right, thank you very much. It is very important that we know that we count as a person. Most times you think that that little thing you do doesn't make sense, but it is from the little that it becomes big. So with this, I would say that we should start from where we are, from our homes to our where we work. We should start looking out and calling out things that are not right. And also, we should project people that are worth emulating. By the time we project them, keep projecting them, we will drown all those that are influencing our nation negatively. Right. So we will focus. They say what you focus on expands. And one thing I've noticed in a long time is that we continue to project on those that are doing, negative, quote unquote, the bad things, right? And it continues to swallow the good things. So I would wrap up by saying that we should project those people we want to see, those people that we see are doing great things. We should continue to project them. Right. That's what I would say. Thank you very much.
Grace Edebo, thank you very much once again. We should continue to project the good seeds out of the bad nuts instead. Grace Edebo is a trained physicist turned psychologist and a certified life coach, passionate about mental health issues and young people's development. Back here in the studio, let me take a few seconds for your wrap-up comments. Let me begin with you, Musa Fabachoy.
Yes. So I am not going to end my speech without saying that, for example, as young Africans, okay, our mission is to learn, to serve, and to grow, okay, guided by mentors that remind us that leadership, is about responsibility and not privilege. So I deeply believe that the future depends on the values we choose to follow and the mentors we decide to follow.
Right. So leadership is about responsibility and not
privilege.
Not privilege. Thank you very much, Musa Faba Choi. Once again, Musa Faba Choi is an English teacher, a content creator, and the founder of Best Site Learn and Practice English. Thank you very much for joining us in studio as well. Let's wrap up with Aristide Nyom Babasi, a Rwandese based in Senegal here. Aristide?
Yeah, okay. For me, I can give a message for young generation, our youth, that before entering in politics, before entering in leadership, you first have to know that leadership is not just for fame, it's just for sacrifice. You have to give what you have, and you give it without expecting some income, some past.
Right, thank you very much, Arrested Nyom Babasi, as well, based in Dakar here. And listeners and viewers, this is how we conclude the 42nd edition of Take the Lead here on West Africa Democracy Radio, broadcasting on 94.9 FM and around the world on WADR.org. We were also live, in charge, and active on our social media platforms, Facebook at WADR English and on YouTube at WADR English as well. My profound appreciation goes out to you for being a part of the program today. Please join us same time next week, Friday, for another live episode of this program. Remember to take the lead in shaping the discourse for the betterment of young people in Africa. My name is Christopher Aticho, and I sat in for your regular host, Augustin Bill Colley, wishing you all the best, and it is a wrap for now. Bye-bye.
Hey people, my name is Mellow, Afrobeat singer from Guinea and Conakry. I love listening to the program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
Hello, My name is Withintegrity. I'm the CEO of African Start Shop, and I love listening to the York program. Take the lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
Monday to Sunday.
It's hard to explain,